sorry, my friends. Our regular live streams haven't been that regular. I told everybody that was going to happen, but I'm doing my best to keep these Sunday ones ahead of the new year pretty regular. I got to grab my dog. So anyhow, trying to keep these pretty regular. The Sundays at least. And in January things will clear up. I'll be able to get back to the everyday lives. All right, so if you're new to the channel, we're going to go over SPY. We're going to go over Bitcoin. I got XRP up. I want to make sure I go over Mercury Retrograde strategy because Monday is the start of phase 2 of the 3-phase strategy. Hey Rad, hey Felix, welcome. Hey Sharp Killer. Can I check Theta for the rest of the year? Is the bottom over? Probably. Let's see. Eat too much, you know. Theta, I don't have the markup for December done, but the remainder of the Decembers are coming out over the next few days. By the end of the week, they'll all be out. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the 2024, which was created November 14th, 2023, 1:27 p.m. If my dog's making noises, guys, he's been so hyper lately. I apologize. I do not hear him. Oh man, so it looks like, man, again, Theta off the ball. But we did get the price level. This is what I always talk about, guys. If you see a price expectation drawn on the chart and we reach that price level ahead of time, like, don't wait for it. What kind of sense does that make? You take it there, right? So in any case, this is what I saw happening at the end of the year. Oh, sorry, buddy. We had this move to the upside. So there is on the 26th, there should be a pretty sharp drop. And today really marks like an opportunity based on like end of day today, we should have a move to the upside pretty notably, but I wouldn't say opportunity. The opportunity was the prior day. And then tomorrow we've got a decline with the unicursal, so that's looking pretty ugly, but I don't think that we're going to see lows anymore. When we look at the 1 year, the bottom's been in, like I've been saying. I would say we might revisit it here in November. I thought a little bit later, right? But we had this bottom in August. For those of you new to the channel, the colors and highlights and stars and shit, they all mean something. It's the language of ESO meta-analysis. All right, so you can see here in August we had a year's low. I expected to see it here, but again, I always say this about the 1 year readings, is that you need to give the timing sometimes plus or minus 2 weeks of wiggle room. It's the sequence of chart behavior as outlined by the prediction that we're really predicting. The timing is usually on point, but you need to be careful because this is a good example. We were on point as far as having like revisiting of the year's lowest low in November, but we saw it at the end of November. It ended up being early November. What is interesting though is that unicursal there is actually a cross-unit congruency. So likely we have a pretty sharp drop here. And then last couple of days pretty notably to the upside. Yeah, so as far as like for the year, your question I believe was, have we seen the lows for the year? Yes, we have seen the lows for the year. I'm significantly more bullish on theta now, and I've been saying this since 6 months in. Like almost the whole year 2024 was a cluster for theta. This was the one that gave me the trouble. Like in 2023 was SPCE. This is the SPCE of 2024. But even so, I've been telling people the last couple months and moving into 2025, it becomes a lot clearer. And this one goes vertical, guys. Would you have a sharp drop show? I'd probably take that opportunity, the sharp drop. I would probably take an opportunity to hop into December. Actually looks pretty mixed. But if we have a nice opportunity and you missed out here, you see a sharp drop, I would definitely get into a bullish position. Hopefully people have been following and they got into a bullish position here. They got into a bullish position here. Hey Avila Spectrum. Good to see you too. Hey Proof. I'm not exactly back, guys, so I know that the lives haven't been super regular like they used to be every single day at a specific time. But the end of the year is just like madness, guys. I'm like racing against the clock to get everything done for 2025 before 2025. So with that said, there's pretty much not going to be lives. I'm just trying to keep the live on Sunday ahead of the next week, and then in January we'll get back to 6 days a week, 5 to 6 days. Hey Magic Mountain, still think XRP goes higher in price in 2026 than it does in 2025? Let's take a look. Blew right through my price target there. Blew right through it, but we were absolutely on point as far as the behavior of this month. Actually, oof. Oh yeah, so this is most likely going to be a high either right here on the 26th or right here on the 28th, based on the fact that we went so much higher than expected here. Not my best reading. Not my worst, still able to guide pretty well. But do I think it goes higher from here? XRP, Theta, Bitcoin, these are all crypto that are covered by our monthly access subscription. If you're new to the channel, guys, I'll show you how to get that at the end. The Black Friday deals are live and they're freaking insane, guys. They're the best deals we've ever offered. Do not miss out, because it's doubtful that we'll do this at these prices again. I just want to get people involved that couldn't afford it, you know. So I'll show you how to get that in the end. And what the Black Friday, what the monthly access subscription includes is live Discord trade alerts and live updated trading view charts where we actually draw things like entry and exit. Bitcoin, we were pretty solid on the trades throughout October and throughout October, and I'd say at the end of October it went a little haywire. We did get this trade in pretty solid, but we went so much higher, and unfortunately we missed out on this entry point because we didn't come in low enough. But all of these guys were so sound, and this is a pretty good example. I like to show people this because the majority of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So out of 16, there's like 3 spots that are off. That's pretty solid, and they weren't off by much. So you know, you get the live updated trading view. Like if you have the live Discord or the live updated trading view links, you can right click on these ellipses, go to settings, and it literally has notes in there. It doesn't get easier than that. So again, I'll show you guys how to get that if you're serious about trading SO meta analysis. Like that's the step up. That's what you need to get, because that'll really make things so much more smooth and consistent and effective. All right, so XRP. Yeah, so we do have a high here at the end of the month of November. I have like a year's high here taking place in the end of the month of November. There's an opportunity to open up a short there, so we probably see a little bit of a decline. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get in the habit of looking at the other screen. It's just so much smaller. Yeah, so okay, so this trade opportunity, this is pretty clear, guys. So we have this move here mid-month. Like I said, there would be a pretty big move to the upside mid-month, taking us to a highest high. This rune is basically indicating not to chase this rally. Where probably people are like, oh, I want to get in, I want to get in. Don't chase this rally. There's an indication that we decline from resistance up here. Like this is basically going to become a Princess of Swords price level, which it's a resistance we decline from, and then we return to it in the not too distant future. And that's exactly what I see taking place in December, mid-month here in December. When looking at the 1 year, when I look at the 1 month, we get a lot more detail, and I'll look at that in a moment. But on here, somewhere in December, this rune indicates out of a decline, we go all the way from the bottom of a range back to the top of a range. So my sense is that we see this, whatever the top, we might not have seen the top yet. It might still be higher. It might not be. On the November, I think we probably still have a little bit of a ways to go. Like, we'll probably come back to these highs here. And then and you be careful, guys, because this here, remember, plus and minus 2 weeks of wiggle room. It actually looks like, when looking at the December reading, it actually looks like it's probably the move back to highs. If it doesn't take place right here, which I don't think it will, but if it doesn't take place here, the move back to highs probably in January. Oh, so the question was, does it go higher in 2026 than 2025? Sorry, my man. Let me take a look. XRP, the multi-year reading for XRP was probably one of the first multi-year readings I ever did. So, who knows what it looks like? We'll see. Excuse me, guys, so sorry. Yeah, see, it was created on November 23rd, 2022. So like basically 2 years ago this was created. We're still using it today. Let's see how it's panning out. So with the multi-year reading, guys, if you're new to the channel, sorry guys, I got distracted. If you're new to the channel, with a multi-year reading, basically these are what we call timeline cards going left to right across the screen. They represent about 1 year of time, but not each card's energy should be expected to line up perfectly with 1 year of time. So especially on these 1 years, the broader the time frame that the card covers, the more wiggle room you need to give it. So you might need to give a multi-year reading, as much as 2 years of wiggle room. Again, that doesn't matter if you understand that we're predicting the sequence of chart events. That is what you should be paying attention to. The timing is helpful, but it's the sequence of chart events that is the most accurate. All right, so here you go, right here in this is the 2024 card. We have this big move pushing the upper end of a range higher. This is what I was waiting for, literally, like all freaking year. This is what we were waiting for, right? So we should see multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance near wherever the high ends up being. I do have $10 in by the end of 2026. So yes, that's a pretty good affirmative. We're going higher. And based on this being a multi-year reading, this pushing up the upper end of a range higher, it could mean that we're pushing the upper end of this range higher. It could mean that we still have more to go. It's hard to say, but we've definitely fulfilled this. Let's see if we've got higher to go. Let's see if I can identify that. I got a no for that. We're not going higher here. But with that said, we also have the Ace of Discs in 2026. Ace of Discs is the Ace of Discs is like the big one of the biggest price change cards. I say price change and not rally or decline because it can be in either direction. It can be in both directions. But what you can count on is an important support level that will rotate along. In the case of a multi-year, this is on a multi-year scale. And there should be a lot of price change into and or out of it. I think likely what we'll have is we may establish support at a higher price level here on a multi-day scale. Let me see. Based on this correlation in yellow to the success card. We don't go much lower, actually. Interesting. So it looks like we're probably establishing a new base price here for XRP, based on what the cards are telling me, what these cards are telling me, what the multi-year reading is telling me. And XRP is one of the 2025 readings I'm racing to get done. I believe. I might have it done. I don't think I do, though. Wait, what? Nope. Yeah, it definitely goes much higher in 2025. Based on the star card, huge move, guys. I definitely want to be an XRP. And look, right here, what do we see here right at the beginning of 2025? So what does that say? It says this goes higher out of December. This goes higher on a multi-year scale. Goes higher into 2025. I would want to be bullish in this, but there probably is a little bit of a pullback. Let me see. Also have the Aeon card in a prominent position here. These are what you call cross-reading congruencies. If you're new to the channel, super, super effective means of getting additional information. Yeah, so what I would do is if you're not in XRP, it's like the 25th on the chart, right? Yeah. You might consider getting into a partial tomorrow when we're doing sideways rotation. Actually, we should see sideways fluctuating decline out of a peak at the beginning of the day on the 26th. So, like, look for like a partial, and then you probably have more opportunity either on the 29th. And then if there's a good opportunity here, because there might be on the 4th, hard to say because we've got highs here. But if there is, that's where I would load up, probably. All right, that was XRP. If you're new to the channel, guys, we covered SPY, we covered XRP, we covered Theta Network. We're going to go over Bitcoin. We're going to go over the Mercury Retrograde strategy. When do I think the highest high for Bitcoin in 2025 is? So somebody ordered the 2025 reading, which it needs to be edited and sent to them. And until that happens, I don't really want to speak too much about it because they paid good money for it. I don't want to give too much of the info away, you know. But let me take a look, see if I can even tell right now. I probably won't tell you, but I want to see if I can even tell. The Bitcoin reading's coming out this week, so don't be alarmed. It's coming out very, very soon. There's actually several places. Yeah, this is 2025 is going to be a really good month, or excuse me, a really good year to be trading between a range on a multi-year scale. I mean, like using the same resistance and the same support as entry and exits for trades. I love that type of trading. Kind of like channel trading, I think they call it. But I'll have to answer that one for you in a few days, my friend. Apologies. Can I also check VRA, please? Sure thing. I wonder if I have a reading for this. I could have sworn I did something. Oh, you know what? It's probably the altcoin picker reading. Hold on a sec here. Huh. If you've got the Discord, if you have access to our Discord, guys, I posted the 2025 altcoin picker reading part 1 on there like days ago. They already seen all the stuff about that. It's one of the benefits of being a part of that. We're also going to start dropping the links in there to the videos, make it easier for people to find the videos. Yeah, it's in this one. That's weird. This is an error. This shouldn't say this right here. Or it should say it like they should be reversed. I guess it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, this is the fortune card. This one covers a lot of ground. I'm looking at the wrong chart. Looks like it's already starting to move like a lot of these other ones. Yeah, I don't get much as far as chart behavior from the altcoin picker readings. Sometimes I get a little bit, but I don't get anything really for this one. What I can tell you is that in 2025, you want to both open a long position and close a long position. So there's like a good 1 year kind of a multi-month trade in there. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It might peak in early. So there's two possible scenarios with the fortune card. It could be speaking to like a really big move and you make a lot of money. Or it could be speaking about reversals back and forth. I get anxiety sometimes sitting here. I don't know why. So like the fortune card, more likely to be like a big move and a lot of money to be made when we're looking at on the broad scale of like 1 year representing 1 year. But if it's like on a shorter, like a smaller time frame, then it's more likely to be back and forth, back and forth. How does Harmony Crypto look the cusp of December? Hey, Robert. Oops. I guess I don't have one for that. I got it for 2025. All right, so let's see. For cusp of November, December. I got a pretty big move to the downside, but it was a little unclear. Be mindful, guys. It's the day before Mercury retrograde station, which that energy is usually pretty good for psychic work. But there can be quite a bit of miscommunication, so you have to be mindful of that. Try not to say ambiguous statements, you know. All right, so. Okay, so what I've got is a big move to the upside and then a big move back down, like a full retracement of that move. On a multi-day scale. Hey, Raymond. What do I see for the general high area or range for Mister for the next couple weeks? I know after the 5th, things become volatile. Yep. I wonder if they even have a multi-year for this one. Wow, that thing went, what do you call it? Geometric. I don't think I do, but I just want to double check. I do so many, sometimes I forget. No. Okay. Got quite a bit of volatility over the next 2 weeks. We do not stay around the same price level that we're at currently. We'll be back down to this level within the next 2 weeks, guys. There's going to be some price swinging going on. Let's see how much, if we go any higher, though. If you're new to the channel, these purple lines are really just something that I use for measuring. They're not really like notes for people. Just I use them when I'm doing like, you know, trying to find a price level using deductive reasoning or deductive reading, I should say. No. So we will come back to the current high within the next 2 weeks. And to be safe, you want to go, when you talk about highs and lows, go with the candlesticks, not with the wicks. That's one rule for rule of thumb for safe trading, if you can call it that. Yeah, so we're going to see this within the next 2 weeks again, and there should be a pretty sharp drop, and it does look like that. Looking at a RSI on a multi-day scale, we're definitely very, very oversold here. So at some point in the not too distant future, but do we go much higher? I want to see if we go higher than that price level. No. So we've pretty much seen the high. Oh, I'll come back to SPY for you, Felix. Let's take a look at Shipcoin real quick, and then I'm going to get into the Mercury Retrograde strategy. After that, guys, I'm going to show you how to get the monthly access subscription. Guys, actually, the total access subscription right now is only $50 more than the normal price of the monthly access subscription. Like, it's normally $500 a month. It's $350 with the Black Friday deal. If you've got monthly access, you can upgrade to that. If you've got early access, you can upgrade to the monthly access for $160 total. It's normally $300. So I'll show you how to get that stuff. That's where you get the live Discord trade alerts, live updated trading view charts. People ask me questions on there all day, basically. I also ask them questions like, hey, what tickers, should I cover here? Or do you guys want to see this? Shipcoin's also crypto that we cover by the monthly access subscription. I think we cover 14 right now. We just up the number that we were doing. I have to look. I think it's 14. Where'd my ship go? Oh, here it is. Well, we saw that breakout, but it looks like it happened a few days earlier. Sequence of events still pretty solid. We have like almost a retest of highs here around the 23rd, 24th. Yeah, so we're probably going to just do like some back and forth here, like what we've basically seen after the breakout. We just sort of did sideways. That's that sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bear, inflow and outflow. I think there's probably a pretty big move in the last day of the month. All right, I'm going to cap the questions here, guys, because I do want to get to that Mercury retrograde. Yeah, I would probably want to be in a short position in SHIB on the last. I'd want to get into a short position in November on the very last day of November here, and then most likely we would close out of it on the around the third, the end of the day on the third or on the fourth. Oh, well, I hope I helped with that anxiety, Raymond. All right, so SPY. We're going to go over Mercury retrograde strategy, guys. If you're not familiar with Mercury retrograde, it's a real thing. It happens three to four times a year, depending on how you count. Because like sometimes, usually there's like half in one and half in the other. In any case, these things, I've been watching them since 2007, specifically in relation to the S&P 500. There's a definite pattern. The pattern is different every single Mercury retrograde, but it follows the same rules. And I'll explain that to you in just a moment here. All right, so this right here represents the first phase of Mercury retrograde, the pre-shadow. On Monday we go station and we enter the second phase, which is the actual retrograde, and then on the 16th of December we enter into the post-shadow phase. Now the rule is that what happens in this shadow basically repeats itself in this shadow. Not exactly, because you have to keep in mind astrological influences don't like wait for the weekends and then go back to work on Monday, you know, so the weekends kind of like throw off the pattern a little bit. But what I would say you can really expect is a pretty sharp drop mid-month and then a climb back, or pretty sharp drop mid this band of purple with a move back from that drop, probably like a sideways S formation, basically like what happened here. And we should see pretty much the reverse. But you have to be careful, guys, because sometimes those weekends are covering like a really big move. You don't see it because it happened on a weekend, and then when you do the post shadow phase, that same part of the sequence lies on a business day, and so then you see this big move. So you have to be careful. It's the overall trend that you want to follow. So we should see something like, I wonder if I still have the last one, or did I get rid of it? Oh, this was the middle of the last one. Look, I drew this green line here. People that watch the channel saw me draw this green line. It was on the 1st of August, and I drew this. No, matter of fact, it was probably here on the 5th, and I drew all this. And you can see this green line, basically, the price followed this wiggly green line. That's how long I've been watching this stuff, guys. And that line was drawn based on what happened in the post-shadow. It's almost becoming more reliable, in my opinion, to expect the retrograde period to be like a mirror image. Because sometimes coming out of the post-shadow, things go a little like sideways in comparison. But the mid portion, you have to be super, super careful about trading, guys. Mercury retrograde really does impact travel, communication, electronics. So pretty much the stock market as a whole. If you insist on trading, you want to double check all of your trades before you enter them. You want to have a backup power system. You want to have a backup internet. You probably want a backup monitor and a backup computer. I mean, anything and everything that you could think of could go wrong. And it usually happens at the wrong freaking time, because I like to short Mercury retrograde usually. And it's funny that the most intense days in the stock market are also the most intense days for technical difficulties with electronics. There's no coincidence there, guys. No coincidence. Someday this will be like accepted as normal, and people were like, those fools back in the 2000s didn't know what the hell they were doing. Like, you know, it's so real, just like the moon. So that's pretty much what's to be expected there. I want to put these things in here. Oh, and this is another cross-thread incongruency right here. You see this, the two of discs here. Or did I get that confused with something? It might have been the December reading. Anyways, so let's take a look on like the intraday, and then I'm going to show you guys how to get that early access subscription or monthly access subscription. I'll show you in just a moment. All right, so my expectation is that we likely open lower, but looking at it now, we might actually open higher in the pre-market, decline from that higher price level in the pre-market, and then like rally around the open from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. Highs should be at the end of the day, and there's likely a good trade opportunity like in the midst of a decline here just before 11 o'clock. Should be a lot of price change between... Oh, wow. Yeah. There should be a lot of price change from the highs into a low towards the end of the day. And generally what you can expect with Mercury retrograde, another thing that's you can pretty regularly expect is you'll see some sort of reversal on the day of, or like the day before, the day after. Ended up being like basically 2 days. Rarely does that happen, but you'll see reversals right around these pivot points here, like on the edges of these. So a reversal here, a reversal here, a reversal here. All right, guys, I'm going to show you the monthly access subscription. You go to our website, tarotfortraders.com. Here are the deals right here, guys. Like, these are the craziest prices we've ever had. You can have a 1 hour consult for $150. They're normally $500. Say hello. If you're one of the top 10 paying customers of 2024, if you think you are, then maybe hold off, because we're going to send you a free 1 hour consult. So basically, as far as what the actual subscriptions are, basically just click here, email, and we'll set it up for you. When you go to if you don't have the subscription, you want to get it, like you're not looking to upgrade, you just want to get it to start, you go to subscriptions, early access, monthly access, total access. Monthly access covers all of these tickers we predict on a monthly basis by the day, including the timing of the highest highs and the lowest lows. We're usually on point, but we're not always right. People that follow us know that, we're right most of the time, but you have to be careful, guys. It's like with anything else. And then if you get total access, you have access to the paid version of all of the 1 years. These are almost all of the 2025s that we have. Actually, we've got quite a few more that need to go on this list. But all of these we've already done 2025 1-year readings for. And the total access, normally $500 a month or $5,000 for the year. It's our premier subscription. You can get it right now for Black Friday, $350 a month, guys, or $3,500. We didn't put that up here, but if you wanted to pay for the year, it would be $3,500 for the year. So that's how you do that. Hit me up if you're interested, guys. Really, really great way to support the channel. Not to mention, since we added this, it's really been like a huge game changer, because I think the hardest part for people is to be able to determine when we're off on timing and when we're on timing. For me, following the sequence of events is a lot easier because I've been doing it for 20 plus years, guys. 25 years almost. So that's what the live Discord trade alerts are. That I put all those different tickers. I say, hey, there's a trade here, and then I do my best to time it. We've also got the drawings on the charts. Here was a trade for NVIDIA. Live Discord trade alert. So each of those Discord channels has pinned to the top of it a live updated trading view chart. We copy the link and we paste. So here was a trade, right? This was an intraday. This was a day trade for NVIDIA. But look at that day. Look at that day, guys. That green candlestick among all of the other candlesticks. Look at that. From the bottom right to the top. Solid, solid trade. All right, my friends, that's it for today. I'm going to roll. look for me to be on at least on Sunday. I've tried to get on if I can, guys, but I'm really, really slammed. I'm sure you guys would rather get your readings ahead of the time that they're predicted for rather than getting some extra lives. So that's what I'm doing. But I am planning to be on Sundays until January. Then we'll go back to regular. Much love and appreciation. Guys, do not forget about the rule of karma. It's super, super important. It's also that time of year, guys. So make sure you're following through on that. It's not just about sending the channel 5%, which it's important for you to do that. We really rely on those few people that do that to help out. But it's also about helping other people, guys. So you go to the research tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, and 5% of the profit should be donated forward to one of these charities here. You can just click on a link. It takes you to the site and you donate. It's so easy, guys. 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel through one of these links. If you're international, you can use crypto, or you can send money pretty inexpensively through Wise. My favorite way is through Zelle, but if you do crypto, guys, we have all these different crypto QR codes that you can donate for or through. Much love and appreciation, everybody that goes and does that. Blessings to all my angel investors. I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Later.